I'm a proud child of immigrants, and the nations they came from is not an asshole. And what really, and I said this earlier, was if Trump's way of thinking, to me, it's almost like it has ethnic cleansing as its logical conclusion. And Sam, you know what ethnic cleansing is. And if Trump's way of thinking becomes a policy, there would have been no Harry Belafonte, the child of Caribbean immigrants. There would be no Eric Holder. And we can go on the list.
General Colin Powell.
Right. And I said, and I said that black people did not come here eating chocolate. They didn't come here for vanilla. They did not come here for recreational purposes to swim in a swimming pool. They came here chained as slaves. And that is the history.
Yeah, and it's a real history that we should never forget.
Right.
The genocide perpetrated on us manifested itself today more than 4 centuries later. And anyone that says otherwise is delusional. As delusional as they are, if you happen to be a black Republican defending this president. There's no defense if you're a black Republican, and I've had Republican clients. Secretary of State Vicky Buckley out in Colorado, for example, was the highest-ranking black Republican holding statewide office in the nation at one point. But were she alive today, she would certainly be calling for, at the very minimum, an apology from Trump, but also demanding that the National Party move on this guy.
Oh, she would. You think she would denounce him?
I would be ghostwriting statement. I'm damn sure she would.
All right. Well, I'd like to see more of that, but thankfully, I don't think this ethnic cleansing or racial cleansing will ever become policy in the United States. I mean, already you're hearing the backlash, even from members of his own policy. And I commend people like Mia Love and others who have stepped up to denounce this disgrace, because Trump is the leader of the free world. We cannot have our commander-in-chief going around, at these conferences representing our country and representing racism.
Yeah, but the way genocide manifests itself in policy is what can occur from the executive branch alone. The policies that Ben Carson, for example, will do when he limits the scope of money for housing for the homeless, for example, or the number of people who will be unable to get medical care, who have life-threatening diseases.
Right, but that's why it's up to the people to push back.
In terms of the policy.
Yeah. We cannot allow this to happen, and people are very push back in a backlash.
But those black people who are sitting at the table of bigotry, eating racism and hateful poison, they need to be ashamed of themselves.
But what does Dr. Carson think?
We won't hear from Dr. Carson.
Okay.
We won't hear from him. He has no conscience. I give credit to Kerry Leon Jackson yesterday on Facebook posted that he's done. And
under the hashtag Donald Trump.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right. And I think
commend him for that.
Kerry Leon Jackson is a decent human being who has conscience, understands what identity and culture is. But if you are in that group, like I said, and I stand behind what I say, you are no different than those who marched in Charlottesville. You are no different than those who were trying to defend Robert E. Lee. Because you're sitting there quiet and not saying anything. And Dr. King says silence is betrayal. All day.
Real indictment, yeah.
Let's go to the phone lines. Let's take some calls here. Let's go to Z. Z has a question or comment for Sam Riddle and Tracy Martin. Z. Z, are you there? All right, let's move on to Maurice. Maurice has a question or comment.
Yes.
Okay, you got to turn down something, though. You have a radio on over there.
Yes, I had to get offline.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to challenge the panel to give some credible information instead of rebuttaling the things that come across CNN. Now, I understand that the president has spoken out and he says ignorant things, but at the end of the day, there are two different teams within that government. And
that is what? And what is that?
And it's good and evil. And I think they're and I'm not trying to say that Trump or no Republican or even Democrat for that matter is good. It's totally good. I believe there's a balance that they both have.
Okay, brother, listen, man. I know where you're walking on now. We're not gonna do a false equivalence on this show. We're not gonna do that. You have a choice. You gotta call it. You say between good and evil, and I like those two words, good and evil. The president's comments, where do you place them? Under what column? Good or evil?
Well, okay.
No. You don't have to struggle to to make a pick. Where do you place the president's comments?
Are Trump's comments good or evil? If that's what you're asking?
Yeah, where do you place them? Under good or evil?
How could you say they're good?
Okay,
but
listen, you're gonna make a choice, brother. Where do you place the president's comments? Are they good or evil? It's a simple question I asked you.
Well, okay, I would say they're good.
Let's move on.
But also, Binkley, look, the caller also is being intellectually dishonest
No question.
and has no conceptual frame of reference for my history.
Right.
I can't speak for Tracy, but if he thinks when I speak up here, I'm speaking to rebut CNN, I don't give a hoot about CNN.
Exactly.
My conceptual frame of reference is based on being on the planet 72 years and being involved in struggle for most of that. Good, bad, ugly, but my frame of reference is my reality, my world view.
Well, I'm not going to even dignify it with a response, because when you Bankley pose the question whether the president's remarks are good or evil, and the caller struggles to answer and then says they're good, get out of here.
Exactly.
But what I find interesting now, Trump is walking back his comments. And it's interesting because there is a quote in USA Today where he's saying that no matter what the color of our skin, we are all created equal. Interesting that he's walking back.
He's not walking it back. He's lying again.
As he had some Martin Luther King
walking back is too kind a term. This sucker is lying again. He's a liar.
Well, you get no argument from me.
Yeah. Let's go to Margaret. Right. Let's go to Margaret.
What Trump failed to realize is that 5 Tuskegee Airmen was from Haiti. 5 of them.
I didn't know that. Go ahead. Lay it out for us.
And they fought for freedom. I mean, if he wants to be in a world where it's just European only, then he needs to hurry up and find that place. Because the world is multicultural, and we all have differences. But if we come together, we can make a change in this world. But if we're gonna baby him and let him say these mean and evil things, then what is our government turning into? I thought we were supposed to be the beacon of light for the world.
Look, Trump is what he is, okay?
Thank you,
nearly 70 million Americans voted for Trump. Our task has to be, how do we organize, retake Congress during this election cycle, laying the foundation to retake the White House in 2020. This is about winning. It's easy to attack a flaming racist like Donald Trump. It's much more difficult to deal with the phony white liberals running the Democratic Party and work in a manner so that we lay the foundation to retake the Congress, both houses. I mean, it's not going to be going down like, hey, Trump's a racist, so we're going to win. Not if we have the same backward leadership demonstrated by the misleadership of the current Democratic Party, in particular here in Michigan, a state where Trump won.
But here's the deal. I think
look at Alabama.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
We're in Michigan. Trump won Michigan.
I understand that, but it was only by a few points.
He won.
This is a different climate.
But we can be sure, Tracy. Here's what I would have loved to see, right? We did not see that yesterday. Those comments were vile and racist. Senator Dick Durbin, the senior senator from Illinois, confirmed those comments this morning and even said he said more other stuff. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi did not have a live press conference yesterday to address those comments and say these comments do not represent the United States, its values, its people, and its image. You didn't see that?
No. And Nancy Pelosi rushed right in to cut off Congressman John Conyers. Now we're without leadership in that district. For a year, she hasn't said anything about that. Neither has Debbie Dingell and the rest of these phony liberals.
Right.
They have been exposed, and the hypocrisy there, we must continue to expose, because otherwise we just go through this endless cycle of misleadership in the Democratic Party.
Let's go to Greg. Greg has a question or comment.
Good morning, or good afternoon, rather. So, my thought is, as an average guy who does follow your program, what do you suggest as a path that we as average people should take to combat this kind of stuff that comes from the White House down? Thank
Thank you, Greg. I think what I would suggest is what Sam has been saying. You know, November 2018, 2020, 218, sure.
Sure.
Not only that, but hold your political leaders accountable.
Absolutely. I mean, well, that's what I'm also saying. I mean, people have got to be politically engaged. And I was saying earlier, we had, okay, so you're just
Alabama.
Alabama is a blueprint for 2018. Okay, we have midterm elections coming up. I think that what happened in Alabama is a catalyst, okay, for 2018 and 2020.
Right.
People getting out and getting engaged and not taking it anymore. Okay?
Some of us work with people in Alabama, like Catherine Flowers.
They can do it in Michigan.
Catherine Coleman Flowers. We worked in Alabama during that election,
good.
some of us. And the point I'm making is that Alabama is also where, if we're not careful, some folks would drive a wedge in the black community.
I didn't see one.
Can't have that.
Congressman Brenda Lawrence sent me a text about an hour before I came on the air, said I would like to come on the show and respond and talk about Trump. And I appreciated that. Okay. But I did not see one press release from Congressman Dan Kildee or any of the Michigan congressional delegation members about this issue. They did not say one word.
You know,
well, let me say this. This is where we miss Congressman John Conyers. Because I remember in the heydays, Conyers would not have only released a statement, he would call for an investigation into the president's comments.
Yet, my former friend, he's still a friend of sorts, Dan Kildee, and is behaving again in a phony white liberal manner like Debbie Dingell. Where are they on these issues? Where are they on calling for an early election so that we don't have the people more disenfranchised than they already are in that Conyers district?
Well, this is the complacency, and this is where the people, the constituents, have to hold their elected leadership accountable.
Right.
Okay, and this is what you were talking about. We had a legal lion in Congress, and, well, he doesn't have the job anymore.
But it's not complacency. It's shameless racism on the part of Debbie Dingell.
Complacency as well.
You go in there and talk to the folks in the district, see what their position is when you talk.
Well, I live in the district, okay, so thank you, and that's what I believe, okay?
But I'll tell you this, though. That's why I appreciated Congressman John Conyers.
Right.
Thank you.
Because the highest ranking member on the judiciary, with those comments that have the logical conclusion of ethnic cleansing and all kinds of racist violence, he would have written not only issue a release and make a stand, but he would have written to the Justice Department on this issue. That's what Conyers would do. Ask him for an investigation or ask him for a fuller explanation of what transpired in that meeting. And the larger implications of this, giving us a history of what we've seen around racist violence around the world. What do these comments say to the KKK and all these other racist neo-Nazis?
It enables their vile behavior to continue and even to intensify. Donald Trump, this racist president, is enabling white supremacy worldwide, not just in America.
Well, Trump is walking back his comments, though, because now he is out in the media.
I'm not buying that.
Now, the language is horrible.
The